Yeah, you're welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm sorry for the interruption. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, we just give some minutes for others to join back. I think I've been able to fix the problem now. Yeah, thank you for coming back. Happy you are here again. Amen. Thank you. The network is just showing me pepper here. I will just give a couple of minutes for others to join, then we continue. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get going. Okay, I don't know, can everyone see my screen? Can we all see my screen? If you can see the document I just shared now, please comment. We can see your screen. You can't see my face, but you can see my screen. You can see the document, the sample CV I just shared now. Please let me know if you can see it. Let me know if you can see it. I don't know what's happening to the network this afternoon. Okay, without wasting our time, I'm still waiting for our feedback if we can see my screen so that I will know. Seeing not that clear. Yes, not clear. Yeah, we may not be able to see it clearly. However, it's just for us to have a glimpse. If that is not clear, what I will do is I may send this copy to the WhatsApp group so that we'll be able to have a clear view of what it looks like. But here I'm going to take us through how it looks like. I'm going to take us through how it looks like, and from there we can just, if we have any questions to ask, we ask question and we go on from there. So now, the difference between an academic CV and a professional CV is that an academic CV is usually longer than a professional CV. Why? A professional CV only covers maybe like 5 years of your work experience. 5 years of your work experience. That is what majorly a professional CV covers, and you don't tell stories. In a professional CV, you don't tell stories. You only go straight to the point, go straight to what have you been doing, your job role. Maybe you are a teacher. How long have you been teaching? Where have you taught, and where have you been teaching? So usually 5 years backward we have on our professional CV. However, okay, before I leave that, professional CV at most should not be more than 2 pages. At most, a professional CV should not be more than 2 pages. The only exception to this policy or to this rule is that if you are in the academia, maybe we have like lecturers, professors. These people, their professional CV can be more, can be lengthier than 2 pages. Why? Because they have a lot of information to put on their CV. They have a lot of information like their research that they have done, their different conferences, and lot of others. But if you are talking of the circular or the other professionals like engineers, like banker, like teacher, your CV must not be more than 2 pages at most, except those people that have been working for ages, and usually you don't need 15-20 years of work experience when you are doing this. So let's go straight to the point. Now let's go back to an academic CV. How does an academic CV look like? An academic CV covers a wide range of information, a wide range of information that you will use to convince an admission officer, to let them know that yes, you have the required skill, the required knowledge, and education, to prove to them that yes, you are qualified to be on that particular program. And that is what I will be sharing with you now. So now the first thing is, when you are looking at an academic CV, and I also want to tell the difference between, if you are looking at the CV before you now, you see that all those information that we used to put on our CV, most especially if you are from Nigeria, all those information we usually put on those CV, they are not on this CV. Things like your date of birth, things like your address, things like your ethnic group, your marital status, and a lot of all those other information, we don't have to include them on this type of CV. You just go straight to the point by telling us your name, like the examples that we have before us here. We have Adesola Adewale, that is the name. Then what is your major? What do you major in? For instance, this person, the owner of this CV, has told us that, oh, I am an MSc in International Business Management graduate. So this person already has an MSc. If you don't have an MSc yet, just tell us, oh, you are a bachelor's degree holder of so, maybe international business and what have you. Then what are your areas of expertise? Like this guy is telling us that he is a graduate educationist, and also is an economist, then graduate teaching assistant. What does this mean? These are areas of specialties. These are areas uh, that this person major in. Now when we are talking about education, is this person must have gone through a lot of education programs, has a lot of information with regards to education policies and stuff like that, so he or she can talk or defend that aspect. Then being an economist, maybe if by the time we go through this CV now, you know that this person has a bachelor's degree in education, in economics, a master's degree in economics. So these are just a short explanation. And graduate teaching assistant, so why the person you know was in the university, maybe he has served as a teaching assistant in his department, assisting the lecturers or the professors he or she worked with while he was in school. So these are some of the uh, information that he has told us. So when an admin officer sees this, he or she already knows that, oh, this person is going to be an asset in my department. This person is going to be, somebody useful on my team. So I'm going to give him admission. That is what that first point or that first caption is telling us. Now, the other information are the person's email address, the person's phone number, and your LinkedIn profile link. Your LinkedIn profile link. Your LinkedIn will show every other places that you have worked that you cannot put on your CV or that are on your CV, more information about your professional background and your academic background. When they click on that link, they can be able to see. I expect everybody, applying for graduate studies to have a LinkedIn profile. Even if you are not applying for a graduate study, you are expected to have a LinkedIn profile in order to portray or to showcase your professional or your academic background. Now let's go to the first point after that brief information about your profile. The next thing you are going to tell us is about your education, your educational background. What do you have background in? The first thing is you start from the latest certificate that you have. Here the person is saying Masters of Arts in International Business Management, awarded in December 2020 to Masters of Arts in International Business Management. Then which school did you get this from? Nottingham Trent University, Nottingham, United Kingdom. Then graduate thesis, we have insecurity, a major setback for business in Nigeria. That is where the person did their their thesis, their dissertation in. That is the topic of the dissertation the person wrote on. So those are the first information you write under your education. And who was your supervisor? We have Dr. Samani Sango, as stated by this person. Then the next one, your second degree, the first degree that the person had, the Bachelors of Science in Economics, awarded in 2016. Then which university? Lagos State University, Lagos, Nigeria. Undergraduate thesis, what was the topic you worked on your project? We have teachers' characteristics as a correlate of students' academic achievements in economics. Then who was your supervisor? Professor Adege Oluwa uh, Oluwa Cassava. Yeah. Now that is just a brief background about your education. If you have some other education qualification you can add, but this person is only telling us about these two. And if you don't have a master's yet, there is no problem. Just tell us what you majored in your bachelor's degree and you are good to go. Then what are your research interests? Research interest, what does it mean? When you put this on your CV, the first, let me quickly read through. Early childhood education, community advocacy and education development, inclusive education, teaching, adult education management. Now, what is the importance of this? This will allow the admin officer or the professor that is going to review your academic documentation to know the areas of your interest. What area are you interested in? What area do you have capacity in? What areas have you developed yourself in? So this will show the admin officer, oh, this person is interested in this and this and this. And I must tell you, when you are writing this, you must be able to tie it to the area of interest of your intended supervisor, the area of interest of your intending supervisor. So that is what you must put into that. So it is very, very important that you do that. Very, very important, because it allows them to know that you are doing something that relates to their area of interest and their research area. So it allows them to know that yes, you are doing something similar to what they are also doing. So you have to do that. Very, very important. When you do that, it helps to increase your chances of getting admission. It helps to increase your chances of getting admission. And what I usually tell people is that before you do that, you first of all have to go to the professor's profile, maybe your department that you intend to apply to. You have to go to that one of the professor's profile on that course page. Check what they have been doing. What have they been doing? What research area are they interested in? What are they researching currently or before? So you have to do something that relates to what they are doing. You have to put your research interest must align with their own area of expertise also. That will help them to, it will help you to get your admission uh, quickly and more than you ever thought of. So this is very important. Don't just write something that is not in line with what the professor or the lecturers in the department you are going to do not major in. So it is very, very it's not going to help you. Write something that aligns with their area of interest, and with that it helps you to get what do we call it helps you to get your admission uh, than you ever thought of. So this network is really, really giving me headache. It's giving me headache. So that is that about research interest. That is that about the research interest. So now we go to the next area, the next point. This thing is not allowing me to go further. It's not allowing me. Why are you doing this to me this afternoon? Okay. All right. So for the research interest, I think we have dealt with that. We have dealt with that. So we'll move on. We'll move on. The network is really, really not. It's not helpful. It's not helping us at all. It's not allowing me to progress. I don't know what's happening this afternoon. Yeah, don't know. So now that we have talked about the research interest, we'll go to the next point, which is oh no, my brother Paul Fadipe. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you. The network has been so bad this afternoon. What is happening? Okay, I believe you can all hear me. If you can hear me, let me just open the CV on my laptop so that we can continue. You might not be able to see the screen anymore, but if you can hear me, just comment I can hear you, then we continue from there. Just comment I can hear you, then we continue from there. I will continue, you know, on my screen here. You may not be able to see, follow up. So now we go to research experience. Under the research experience, they want to know what are the experiences that you've gotten in the previous past. that has to do with research? What are the experiences that you've gotten in the previous past that have to do with research? So that is what we are going to be talking about now. You can see, I think the thing is now moving gradually. So now let's continue. I've spoken about uh, research interest. Research interest has to do with your area of interest, and mostly what we put under research interest are what areas we want to, conduct research in when we eventually get our admission. When we eventually get to that school, what area do we want to do research on? Unlike when you do your undergraduate, until when you complete your studies before you start looking for topic to write on. But usually when you are going for a postgraduate study, you have to know the area that you are going to research on. Uh, it's not compulsory for you to stick to that topic, but something like a foresight of the areas. So by the time you start your thesis or your dissertation, you can fine tune the topic, you can change the topic, but you must know the area that you are going to be researching on. And that is why all these are very important. And like I said earlier, you have to align your research interest with what the professor is doing. You have to align your research interest with what the professor of that particular school you intend to attend is doing. It is very important, because this person will see you like a colleague. This person will see that, oh, you already know what he or she is doing. You already have patch. It's just like you are applying for a job. It's like you are applying for a job. They want you to have experience, even if not too much. At least have experience. This experience will allow your employer to know that, or your recruitment manager to know that, oh, this person already has an experience, so let me give him the job. You understand me? So the same thing is applicable to this. You must, demonstrate that you have passion in what those professors are doing in that department, and with that it will allow you to get admission. It will allow you, to put you ahead of other people. Why? Because they see you as somebody who already knows something about what they are doing. So let's continue. The next one is research experience. Under research experience, we are going to itemize what are the experiences that we have had in the previous past. You might not think, oh, you have had a research experience, but as a bachelor's degree holder, you have done your project. This is a research experience. The project that you did is just that we don't take it seriously, most especially back in Nigeria. But that project that you did is a research experience. And if you have done some other independent project, they are good to go as what? As research experience. This person is a master degree holder. The first research experience is citing here says graduate research assistant. Then from January 2022 to September 2022. So this was the time he did his master's degree, and this was when he gathered this experience. So where did he gather this experience from? From Oxford University Business Lab, University of Oxford, London, United Kingdom. So you put the school and the department there. Then who was the supervisor? Dr. Zanga Sango. Then what are the things that you did as a research, as a research person? What were the things you did? The first thing he says, oh, okay, drafted research proposal from the chosen research topic, drafted research questionnaire, sought ethical approval from the research board, gathered the required materials through various databases for literature review, executed relevant research procedures by following appropriate safety protocols during gathering of data from participants. So these were the experience that this person has. And if you look at this experience, these are some of the things we do when we are writing our project. When you are writing your dissertation, these are some of the things that we do. So when you put this down, the supervisor or your professor already knows that, oh, this person has done something in terms of research before, so he or she has an experience, even if not all. Don't forget, you are not expected to be perfect. You are not expected to be perfect, but you are supposed to at least have a bit of knowledge on that particular field in order to ensure that you get uh, the admission you are looking for. Then the second one, which is applicable generally to people who don't have a master's degree yet. If you are just an undergraduate person, you have just a bachelor's degree, you can also write your project experience under this. Then you say undergraduate research assistant, September 2014 to August 2015. This is just an hypothetical date. So you can just write that, and you put, okay, who was your supervisor? Okay, where did you do that? Professor Sumbo Research Lab, Lagos State University, Lagos, Nigeria. Who was your supervisor? Professor Sumbo Salako. And what were the things you did? The things you did, you have to itemize it one by one, one by one. One, adequately collaborated with the supervisor to understand the procedures of materials gathering and data collection in research work. Submitted a list of databases which included Google Scholar, Web of Science, etc. for vetting. Liaised with 5 schools within Ojo local government to be used as population samples for approval. Performed detailed research and reviews of literatures on topic under review using relevant journals and articles. Such relevant ethical approvals adhered to the plagiarism policy, provided recommendation for further research. So these are some of the things that we did when we were writing our project during our undergraduate period. So as somebody who wants to apply for a postgraduate study, these are the things you are going to provide on your CV in order to show them that yes, you have a research experience, and you are suitable for that their department. So these are, when you are writing a professional CV, all these things you don't put there. You don't have to put it there, but when you are writing for an academic CV, these are some of the information that a prospective professor would want to see on your CV in order to be sure that, oh, this person actually had an experience, this person has done something in this regard and is worthy of an admission. Because when you get there, just going to be there as a starter. You are going to be there, to make meaningful and positive contribution to that department, to that lab. So, and don't forget, many of these programs, they will give you funding. They are going to pay your school fees. It's just like a form of scholarship. So you must be able to justify the money they are putting on you. You must be able to show that yes, this money is available. This money they are giving to you, you merit it. So that is why you have to make sure that all the documents you are submitting, they are top notch and quality. So that is that in terms of research experience. Then now, don't forget, many of these schools, when you apply to them, you want to get what we call TA opportunity. What do we mean by TA? TA means teaching assistantship. Some fundings come with what we call research assistantship, RA. So when you get this opportunity, definitely you are going to be showing them that yes, for you to be able to be qualified, you must be able to demonstrate that you have some teaching experiences that you have taught before in the previous past, and you must be able to demonstrate it on the CV you are submitting to them. Don't forget, I told you earlier that a professional CV is different from an academic CV. This afternoon we are discussing academic CV for people who want to apply for a postgraduate study to do their masters or to do their PhD. And most of these master's degree or PhD program, they come with funding. And when they come with funding, the most important thing for you first is to ensure that you secure an admission. And you cannot secure admission without submitting quality documentation. You cannot submit a professional CV for an academic program. It is not going to work, and that is the more reason why some people keep saying, oh, I applied for admission but I didn't get it. How quality are your documents? That is very, very important. So let's continue. Now, like I said earlier, when a particular school is giving you funding, maybe they want to fund your PhD, they want to fund your master's degree, they want to give you a particular task that you are going to be doing, in compensation for the funding they are giving to you. So you will be assisting the lecturers in teaching some of the students, and that is where teaching assistantship comes in. That is where teaching assistantship comes in. When you are teaching in that department, there is apart from the fact that they are paying your tuition fee, they will still be paying you what we call stipend in order for you to survive, to live on. They will be paying you some money for you to pay your feeding, for you to pay for your accommodation and some stuff like that. And this, you have to do some certain work, and this work comes in forms of what we call teaching assistantship. Some department will give you research assistantship depending on what is available. So it is very, very important that you have some teaching experiences in order to be qualified. So if you have two students, one has a teaching experience and the other does not have, you will be very sure that the one that has teaching experience will get the admission. This is just basic knowledge. Please, if you can hear me, please just type yes, I can hear you, because I'm sharing my screen. You cannot see my face, so please, I want to be sure that this live session is going well and we are perfectly benefiting from it. So just type in the comment section that yes, I can hear you, and I will be I will appreciate it very much to get that feedback from you. So let's go on. Now you want to demonstrate to the admission officer or to your professor that yes, you have some teaching experience. The first thing that comes in is, where have you acquired that experience from? Here this person is telling us God's Favour International Secondary School, Lagos. He has taught as an economics teacher from September 2009 to October 2011. That is a good teaching experience. And what were the things he taught? He taught, examined and graded year 12 students on economics, organized after-school classes to prepare them for West African Examination Council (WAEC), provided mentorship for year 12 students on statistics and data analysis, developed a workable curriculum for the students to enhance their knowledge, prepared students for external exams like WAEC, NECO and JAMB. First teacher to achieve 100% success rate on all external exams by students. This is very, very important for you to include under whatever experience you have added. You should be able to add what were the achievements that you had when you were doing that particular stuff. So you are the first teacher to achieve 100% success rate. That means when you taught them economics, every student under your tutelage were able to pass that particular subject. So this is one of the things that the professors want to see. They want to see that yes, you are a good addition to their what do we call it, to what their department. Please let me know if you can hear me, so that I would be encouraged, and that feedback would mean a lot for me. Just type yes, I can hear you. Oluwabusayo Ogunbanjo, you are welcome. Happy to see you today. Now, after teaching experience, you have been able to justify that you have some level of teaching experience. And mind you, if you have some teaching experience that is not in paid capacity, when we go further in this CV, treating this CV, we'll get to see some other teaching experience that this applicant had, but they are not paid, they are, you know, on volunteering basis. That is also very good for you to add. It is the most important thing is you are demonstrating the fact that you have teaching experience. So after teaching experience, the next point, the next phase is going to be professional experience. Professional experience. So apart from the fact that you have taught before, you also have you know, professional experience. So we are going to put this down just like your normal CV. So the first thing is Arise Consult. This person happen to be, what did you do at Arise Consult? He was a project officer. Where? London, that's United Kingdom. And the date when he did this, then what were the responsibilities? Drafting the project deliverables such as project charter and risk register. So this, you can see how he listed his function one after the other. You must be able to be concise. You must be able to use bullet points in describing your activities, your responsibility. And mind you, when you are writing your CV, a lot of things, you must be very careful with your grammar. You must be very careful with your tenses. This person, the CV this person wrote, I think the date the person put uh, is not supposed to be, because this, okay, to from 24/04/2020, that was when he started this. So uh this verse that I used is not correct. He said drafting the project deliverables. When you are using drafting, it means you are still working in that capacity currently. You are still working in that capacity, but this person says 2020, meaning that he had left this job. So when you are writing yours, you have to say drafted, not drafting. It has to be drafted. So these are minor issues that CVs do have, which may cost you admission even when you are writing job application. So the second one say producing, it should be produced because they were done in the past. We have to take note of that. Having an interface, so you say add an interface, on like that. Please take note of that. And also always give your documents to people for them to review for you. Always give them your documents to review for you. Then what was the achievement that this person had? I know I told you earlier, always put your achievement, always state the achievement, you know, what you achieved when you were, you know, under when you were doing that job. Put your achievement. So this person says key achievement: customers were able to make full payment at once at 100% upon the launch of the Sub-Sahara Travels Payment Solution website. So it's like maybe as a project officer, they worked on the project to provide a payment solution to a travel company, and that was the achievement on that project. So that is very important. Then we go to the second one. So you list all your roles and responsibility one after the other. This person say FCT Nigeria Limited project administrator from 2016 to 2019, and what were the things he did. So the tenses were okay here. You see, coordinated project documentation, facilitated effective communication, on and on like that. Then after that, he was an administrative assistant and training coordinator. So these are professional experiences. These are professional experiences. Then we now go to the next one, which is publications and scholarships. Publications and scholarships. Then did you have any publication? Some people at this junction, they become confused that, oh, I have not published any document or any articles before. Yes, you might have not published any articles before, but you can still put some of your unpublished essays. You can just put it. It's just to demonstrate that you can write well. You can write, you know, long articles or long projects, or, you know, stuff like that. And you have what we call the grammatical capability to be able to do this. This is very, very important. So that undergraduate project that you wrote, you can put it here. Like this person now, as a master degree holder, he wrote a dissertation. That is his own project. So even though it wasn't published, this is the way to put it. Just say Adesola A 2022, insecurity a major setback for businesses in Nigeria. You now continue by saying an unpublished master's dissertation submitted to the Department of International Business Management, Oxford University, London, United Kingdom. For those people who have just undergraduate only, you just put your undergraduate project topic there. You just say Adesola A 2015, teachers characteristics as correlate of students academic achievement in economics. An unpublished, you can see an unpublished bachelor's project submitted to the Faculty of Education, Lagos State University, Lagos, Nigeria. So this is also very important. Even though you have not published any articles before, it is very important that you put those ones that you've written, though during your interview, because at times you might be given opportunities to do interview. You can tell them that, oh, you are just working your way to publishing those projects, and that is all. That does not mean anything. However, if you can try as much as possible to publish your project, it's going to be an added advantage for you. Don't forget, these people are going to pay for your tuition, so they are looking for the best. They want you to be the best. Let me know if you can still hear me. If you can still see my screen, let me know in the comment section. And if you are enjoying this session so far, please just drop your comments. It will help me to do more, and it will help Facebook to recommend this video to people who might need it as you. Thank you for listening. Let's go. Now we go to awards. Have you had any awards before? Do you belong to any professional organization or whatever? You have to state it here. Maybe you are a member Nigeria Association of Students of Economics. This person is also member International Students Network, United Kingdom. So you put some of those your membership or professional affiliation. Then awards. Have you had any awards before? You have to put it here. All this information will help the admission officer to know that, oh, this person is a good is going to be a good addition when we bring him or her on board. This person, you have won award, you belong to this, you have done this, you have done that. They are just like the maggi, the iyo, the iru, the everything that we put into our soup in order to garnish it and make a delicious meal. So when you package it together, they see that, oh, you have won an award, you have won a scholarship before. They will know that if you were not good, you wouldn't have won a scholarship. So it is very, very important for you to put all these things together when you are writing your academic CV. Very, very important. Now, this person said postgraduate master's scholarship, Oxford University, London. So when he did his master's degree, he won a scholarship to do it. So when they see this one now, they will be very happy to say, oh, we are happy to give you our funding, to give you a scholarship for your PhD or for your master's program. He also says here that Nigeria High Achiever Award, Oxford University, London. So among all the Nigerian students at Oxford University during his own time, he was one of those people who won the Nigeria High Achiever Award at that time. Then at his place of work, he won another award, Award of Achievement, FCT Consult. So these are put together, in order to make your admission process to be smooth. And like I said earlier, that people do ask me questions, bros, can somebody with third class get a scholarship? 100% yes. 100% yes. Can you use a foriro to eat pounded yam? Yes. A foriro without iru, without ata, without anything, you can use it to eat, and somebody who garnish his own eforiro, you can use it to eat whatever you want to use, maybe pounded yam, depending on how you garnish the efo. So the one that garnish the efo very well will get the opportunity, unlike people will rush that one, unlike the one that did not garnish the efo very well. I believe you are getting what I'm saying. So whatever you have, this life is all about packaging. It's all about packaging yourself, using good words to describe yourself. Just like you have gone for an interview, you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the skill, but you cannot sell yourself. Somebody who is selling markets, selling goods, you cannot convince people to let them know that yes, this my goods is good, it's going to benefit you, it's going to so those are some of the things that are very very important. And when you are applying for graduate studies, it is very important that you put in your best foot. Then what are the skills that you have? You must also discuss this. What are the skills that you have as a graduate student? You need what we call effective written and verbal communication skill, because you are going to be doing a lot of presentation. You take center stage, you are going to be doing a lot of presentations, you are going to be doing a lot of assessment, a lot of writing. So you need to be very very good verbally and in written form. So very important. Problem solving skills, attention to detail, collaboration and interpersonal relationship, these are very very key, for you, key skills for you to have. Then what are the research skills that you have? As a researcher or as a graduate student, you need excellent and ability to use the Microsoft Office suite very well, Google Doc, Excel, Microsoft Office and stuff like that. They are very very important. Then excellent referencing skill in Harvard and MPA or whatever. There are a lot of referencing platform or referencing program that we have. So you must be very good at this. So when a prospective professor knows that you understand this, they easily give you the admission. Then data analysis, when you finish your research, you have gathered your data, you have to analyze. So you must be well versed in data analysis in order to analyze whatever you have gotten. I said earlier that teaching experience could be in either paid or unpaid. Look at this guy now. If you look at this CV, you see that he said volunteer experience or community service. Now under volunteering we have teaching assistant. You can see this is another opportunity to show them that yes, I have teaching experience but on a volunteering platform. Teaching assistant, Adeniran Ogunsoya College of Education, Lagos, Nigeria, 2007 to 2009. What did you do? Taught 100 level and 200 level students on courses they had difficulties in, assisted lecturers in marking tests, exam papers and recording scores, helped to supervise students during tests or exams, coordinated tutorials. These are things that you will be doing as a graduate student under that professor. You'll be helping that professor to mark undergraduate test papers and stuff like that. You'll be helping to record stuff like that. So those are some of the things they want to see, and at times you'll be helping them to teach. Maybe you are going for masters, they can say okay, you should go and teach the undergraduate, maybe the 100 level undergraduate students. You are going for PhD, definitely you'll be teaching the master students. So you must have that teaching experience. And don't forget, I talked about quality interpersonal relationship skill. It is very very important for somebody who is going to be meeting students, who is going to be interacting with lecturers and the entire student community. So you need teaching experience in order to be considered for funding. If you are not looking for funding, no problem, but however you still need admission, you still need to convince them. So all these things put together, they are good for you to have on your CV. The next one is what we call the next volunteering experience that this person has said, director of study and tutor, where the Crown Academy, Lagos, 2009/2011. Don't forget, these are volunteering, and I can't say this enough. Volunteering experience is very very good. Volunteering experience is very very good, most especially when you are looking for admission, when you are seeking for funding. They value people who volunteer a lot. They value people who volunteer a lot. And this person says, I was a director of study and a tutor. Taught and review economics exam past questions to students preparing for their final West African examination, coordinated all academic activities and sourced for tutors. So this is another great opportunity that this person has put forward. Then number three, in order not to waste much time, this person says I have volunteered as a program lead at Factual Drill Limited 2020 to 2021. What did you do? Organize, supervise project delivery and prepare the report. You need this as a graduate student. You need this skill. Took ownership of the Catch Them Young initiative project, uh, organize a summit and stuff like that. Then also, while in the UK, he also volunteered as a program director at City International, London, United Kingdom. So these are very, very important. And towards the end, you need the referees. Who are your referees? Don't forget, your referees should come from your past education. Your referee should come from your past education. So this person is saying Professor Daria Marcos, senior lecturer, course leader and international business management. So this is what this person has put here. United Kingdom relationship, saying this person is a graduate lecturer. So it is very important that you put some of these people. Then the second one is Professor Jane McFat, graduate lecturer, the same department, dissertation supervisor. And also he added one lecturer, from his undergraduate studies. That is a lecturer, that's Dr. Wale Adeotan, lecturer, Department of Economics, Lagos State University. And you must put their email address also. So that is how a typical academic CV looks like. Please be dropping your questions as we are, rounding up. Be dropping your questions, please. So this is how a typical undergraduate CV looks like, and like I told you, it is totally different. Akimu Shire Adedayo, you are welcome. Please drop, let me know where you are watching from, and if you can see my screen, please, it is very important. I'm sharing my screen with you guys to see how uh, an academic CV should look like. And I did say earlier when we started that there is a difference between a professional CV and an academic CV. It's totally different. So a professional CV is usually shorter. You don't need at most 2 pages. You don't need more than 2 pages. However, an academic CV can be longer depending on your experience. If you look at this CV now, this is a 5-page CV. A 5-page CV written by somebody who is applying for a postgraduate study and have told us, the nitty-gritty. You don't need to put your house address on your CV, most especially if you are applying for a postgraduate study abroad. You don't need it. You don't need your date of birth. You don't need your state of origin. You don't need your country. All those things that we usually put on our CVs back in Nigeria. You don't need them. The only thing you need is your name and what you major in, your email address, your phone number and your LinkedIn uh, link. You just put it there. They can easily click on the link and access your LinkedIn. Then after that, you need your education. That's your previous education. You need to tell us your research interest. What area? Don't forget, I'm summarizing now. What area do you wish to research on when you eventually come on board? When we give you this admission, which area do you wish to conduct your research? Like I cited an example, when we did our undergraduate, we didn't do this. We didn't have to do this. We didn't have to tell them this is what I want to be researching on. But when you are applying, most especially for people that are looking for funding, that are looking for scholarship, you need to tell that professor that, oh, these are the areas I'm looking at, to conduct my research when I come into your department. So the professor already have an idea of where you will be working on and what you will be working on. So that is very important, and you must also tell us your research experience. I did say that your previous project that you have written is a good example of research experience, and if you have done an independent research work, this is good, always good to add it on your CV. Then if you are looking for teaching assistantship, it is always very good for you to put some teaching experiences that you've got in the previous past. I did say that this could be either paid or unpaid, so that is very important for you, so that because they can consider you for a teaching opportunity, that you should be teaching the undergraduate in that department, and they will be paying you for doing that. So very important. Please, let's drop our comment, let's drop our questions. Let me know if you enjoy this class. Let me know if it's worth it. Let me know if we have not wasted our time. Please, I need your comment, I need your feedback. uh, Aside from that, we go to professional experience. What are the previous jobs that you have done? You have to let them know, put it on your CV, let them know. Then what are the publications? I said earlier that many of us, most especially from Nigeria, this publication is usually a big problem. We say, oh, I've not published any articles before, I've not written any book. Don't worry about this. That your undergraduate project that you did is a kind of, is a sample of what you can use as publication, and I've told us how you can craft it in order for you to show it as a publication. Then your awards and professional affiliation. What are the organizations you belong to? This person says, oh, I'm a member of Nigerian Association of Students of Economics, member of International Students Network UK. Then award, you won a scholarship, you won another one. All those awards that you have won, you put them down. Then I said the power of volunteering cannot be overemphasized, the importance of volunteering. So this person said, I have volunteered as a teaching assistant during my college days. I have also volunteered as a director of study. I have also volunteered as a program lead. I've also volunteered, or I'm volunteering as a program director. These are some of the things that this person has done. And if I must tell you, people who will win scholarship are people who have demonstrated that they have volunteering experience. It's either we call it volunteering or community service. What are you doing for free to help people around you, to help your community? Maybe in your church, maybe I can't even, for me as a person, I can't even count it. What are the different positions that I've held in my church, that I'm still holding in my church or in my community, or when I was in school? A lot of those things, you put them together, they are what we call volunteering experiences. You now put them in order to align to what you are applying for currently. And I must tell you, that may be the reason why you are going to be giving funding. That may be the reason why they are going to give you that scholarship. So please and please, these are very important. And last but not the least, you have to put your referees. When you are writing a professional CV, it's not compulsory you put referee. It's not compulsory. Under where we have referee, just put available upon request. So if they eventually give you that job, you can provide your referee to them if they need it. But if not, you don't necessarily have to put it during the applications. You just put available upon request. But here you have to put your referee when you are applying for graduate studies. Any questions so far? Do we have anybody who wants to ask any questions? If you have any questions, please. Any questions, please? Okay, if there's no questions, we will be rounding off. I'll give the space of like 5 minutes for anyone who wants to ask questions. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? So the reason why I'm sharing this with us is because many people requested last week that they want to have an idea of what an academic CV looks like. So that is why I brought this to us this evening. So please feel free to ask questions now. Feel free to ask questions now. Okay. In the absence of no questions, we'll call it a day from here. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you sharing your time with me this afternoon. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. See you next time.